In the book of Revelation, we find a number of pretty impressive and downright scary images. And this chapter 13 has two of them, the two beasts, one from the sea and one from the land. And it starts off with the one from the sea. And it said, this beast, it must have looked absolutely horrible. Remember how many heads it had? Many heads. And it looked like a leopard. Now, you've probably never seen a leopard, have you? Maybe on TV you have, on a nature show. But leopards are beautiful, beautiful animals. But they're deadly, dangerous animals. You could never domesticate one. That could never be a pet at all. You might have a house cat and you look at a leopard and say, oh, that's just a bigger cat. No, it's not at all. A leopard, if it's near you, if it's hungry, or even if it just feels like it, it might kill you. And you would have no way of defending yourself. They're that powerful with their claws and their teeth. They know how to bring down huge animals, 3 times, 4 times the size of any of us. And so, although it looked attractive, could look scary, it had incredible power and did incredible damage. And then the second beast that came from the land, it's not really described at all. What's important about this one is it says it supported the beast that looked like a leopard, and it excusified it. So what's being spoken of here? What's the image trying to convey? Well, what the Lord's showing us here is some ideas that got going in the church that were just like those beasts, really horrible and did incredible damage. And that's the idea that we're saved, that we go to heaven based upon what we believe, but not what we do. It's called faith alone. And a lot of people bought into that because we're supposed to have faith, aren't we? Aren't we supposed to learn what's true? To know how to be good? A lot of people began to think, well, it's just what I think. That's what's important, not what I actually do. And that's a very, very dangerous idea, just like a leopard. Has many heads. Think of one. You've probably all been in situations in your family where you're playing and you got a little bit too rough and you hurt your brother or sister, right? That's happened. And what's your mom say when that happens? She says, hey, stop it and say you're sorry and don't do it again, right? I mean, you've heard that a lot, haven't you? All parents say it to their kids, just part of growing up. But what if one time or regularly you got into the fight, somebody got hurt, and your mom said, well, you just have to say you're sorry. Then you can do what you want. Ooh, what would that mean? Gee, if I just had to say I'm sorry, and that took care of it, I could do it again, couldn't I? As long as I say those magic words, I'm sorry afterwards. Now, how many kids do you think would figure that one out? Figure out, boy, I could really be mean to my sister or brother and get away with it because all I had to do was say I'm sorry. Well, that wouldn't happen in your family because when your mom says, say you're sorry, she wants you to really feel bad about what you did and change and not do it again. That's the whole point of it. And if you look at what the Lord says in His Word, how often did He say, the people are known by their fruits. If you love me, you will do my commandments. Do them, not just believe in them, but do them. And so that beast from the sea represents that idea that, hey, we can be saved. We can be good people as long as we say the right words. That's a very damaging idea. Now, it's interesting. The writings tell us that the beast from the sea represents that idea with the laity. And the beast from the land, from the earth, that represents that idea with the priesthood, with the ministers. Because it wasn't just a group of people believing this. They're leaders, the people who were supposed to study the Word so carefully and present what's true. They were saying, oh yes, faith alone is a good idea. God is mighty and will save just by whether you have faith or not. And that made it worse. That encouraged the lay people to think, hey, I've got a free pass. And so it was a really bad system, and that's why there were two beasts. And it says the beast from the earth justified or supported or excused, actually gave a reason for the people to think that way. But we know one of the greatest gifts of the new church is to stress that if a person goes to heaven, it's based on what they believe, what they've learned from the Lord's Word, how to be good, and then what they do with it. And that's blending the two together so that they become one. That's how we become angels. And that is at the absolute core of what the new church believes. So this description of these two beasts is both a description of what was happening in the world at the time and a warning to us. That we have to watch out for anything that says, well, since I believe that I'm in the new church, I can treat other people badly because I'm better than them. That's faith alone. And it harms an individual because if they think that way, they're not actually acting in good ways to have the love of the Lord, love of the neighbor grow within them. So, both a statement and a warning, something to watch out for in our lives so that we can truly worship the Lord in spirit and in life. Amen. Let us pray.